Hi, fourth grade. So today's review is a little trickier because we're looking at something that we learned way long ago in Unit 4. And we're using variable equations to solve when we're given specific information. So it's melding a few different things that we've learned: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, with creating blank variable equations. So if you think back to Unit 4 and how we learned to write and create variable equations, you'll kind of remember what the expectations are for this lesson. So when we read through the page, it says Trisha, Molly, and Becky are cousins. At a family reunion, their Aunt Sasha makes it a game for the other relatives to find the age of each cousin. Aunt Sasha tells the relatives that Becky is 2 years older than Molly. She says that Trisha's age is 3 times Molly's age right now, but was twice Becky's age last year. So when we look back through that little paragraph, we're going to highlight some things that are important. First, it's important that we know that Becky is 2 years older than Molly, so we're going to highlight that so that we can remember that. It's also important that we know that Trisha's age is 3 times Molly's age right now, but was twice Becky's age last year. So that could be important too. Now, if we look at number 1, we want to write an equation that relates Becky's age to Molly's age. So we take what we know about Becky's age and we know what we know about Molly's age. So first we're going to say that Becky is B, Molly is M, and Trisha is T. Just so that we are using the same variables throughout the whole time. So if we want to find Becky's age in relation to Molly, we're going to say B, Becky, equals Molly, M, and we look back up here, and we know that Becky is 2 years older than Molly. So Molly's age plus 2 years is Becky's age. So B equals M plus 2. Or you could write it, we can do 2 plus M equals B. The commutative property allows us to switch these two numbers, those two figures in our equation. So either way is just fine. Let me make this more of a slash. There. Okay. So number 2 says write an equation relating Trisha's age to Molly's age. So Trisha's age is 3 times Molly's age right now. So we would write T, Trisha, equals 3 times Molly's age. Again, commutative property allows us to switch these two figures in our equation. And we can also skip the multiplication sign and say 3m equals t. Because when we don't have anything, remember, when we don't have anything between a number and a variable, we're going to multiply. So your equation could be either one of those. They are the same equation. Number 3 asks us to use this equation to relate Trisha's age to Becky's age. And that equation is just saying that if we give a value for t and we solve on this side, it should be the same as if we solve for this side, okay? It's a lot of numbers and a lot of letters, just saying that this equation equals this equation. So if we look back, and we want to find an equation for Molly's age, we could say, well, we know that Trisha's age is 3 times Molly's age, right? So maybe we would put t divided by 3 equals m, because right now they're two different ones. Or we could subtract Becky's age. We could subtract 2 years from Becky's age because Becky is 2 years older than Molly. So we could say that, let's see, B minus 2 equals m. Or we could do t divided by 3 equals m. Either of those are acceptable. I don't want you to get confused with this big equation. It is important that we would be able to use that to help solve, but it's not important to help us figure out the age. It makes it a little bit confusing. So just focus on these two equations to help to solve for Molly's age. Okay, now our next one is number 4. If Molly is 3, how old is Becky? So we're going to use our equations. We're going to use this equation here. Okay, so we take 2 because we know that Becky is 2 years older than Molly, and Molly is 3. So we're going to put, well, let's write the equation first. We'll write 2 plus m equals b, and Molly is 3. The value for m is 3. So we do 2 plus 3 equals b, and b equals 5. So Becky is 5 years old. Trisha, we want to find out Trisha's age. So if we take the value of, we can go back to the top here and see Trisha's age is 3 times Molly's age right now. Well, we learned that Molly is 3. So we can say 3, Molly's age, we'll do t times 3 equals m. We'll use that equation sorry, that's not right. I got it backwards. T equals 3 times m. So Trisha equals 3 times Molly's age, which is 3. So Trisha equals 9 years old. And that's how we solve that. So just again, using the information that they give us to solve the puzzle. It's kind of like a puzzle. For number 6, what you should do is take the example from the 1 through 5 and how they're comparing Molly, Becky, and Trisha, and compare your age with someone in your family. So a brother or a sister or a cousin or your parents. And you do not need an equation like this. You don't need an equation like what they give you for number 3. That's a lot. You can do something simple like, I am 9 years older than my brother, or, whatever. If I am this age, what is my brother's age? Something as simple as that. I want you to write it out in words and then give an equation. It'll help you. The words will help you kind of figure out what exactly you're trying to solve. And then the equation will show the math that follows with the age. So again, you're comparing your age with somebody in your family. And it doesn't need to be multiplication or division. You can do addition or subtraction. That's just fine too. And then making sure that you're using these equations to help you solve, okay? And we're using those blank equations, like what we worked on in Unit 4, to be able to solve for unknowns and plug in numbers when we're given values. So if you need any help or if you have any questions, please make sure that you let me know. I'll see you later.